Come and brew with us. This is RNG Tea with Christine Kooky Solis and Sarah Scopic. It's locked with your random sips of life and gaming.
Hello again. This is RNG Tea. I'm Christine Solis, aka Kooky, and I'm joined by Sarah Scopic. How are you doing, Sarah?
I am good and ready to roll.
Oh my gosh, it's our first episode! I'm so excited. So this is our first episode of RNG and Tea. We are going to explain a little bit later what's going on with RNG and Tea, what it means to us, and, you know, get to know us a little bit for the first episode. We are going to be streaming our episodes live on twitch.tv. Currently, we are live at twitch.tv/Kooky under my own, but we will be live streaming on our dedicated channel, RNG and Tea. That's AND. So we're excited. We'd love for you to join us in our discussions. We do read the Twitch chat and comments. Again, we welcome Raltz Waltz, Lloyd, the Pelican, the Real Hot Chili Pepper, Heartslot, Trash Panda TV. Thank you so much for joining us. So, RNG and Tea. Sarah.
Yeah.
How did we come up with this name?
Oh man, it was quite a trip. Christine and I were going over so many different names, so many different avenues of things. You have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
And basically, at one point in our individual kind of lives, your fans, you kind of have them known as the noms, and I kind of lovingly call my fans the peeps. My Sarah Scopic, my Scopic peeps. And so we at first were like, oh, okay, well, noms and peeps, food and friends. And we thought we need like a third word, though,
right,
something
exactly.
to really show what this is actually about. And we came up with just random words. I mean, we had it was like noms, peeps, and swords. We had like noms, peeps, and gosh, I don't even know what the other ones were.
Noms, peeps, and tea. Noms, peeps, and RNG.
Peeps and RNG. That was those ones.
And buffs was the
Buffs.
other one.
Yeah. That was the last one. So we came up with a group of 4, and we took to Twitter because that's how we make all of our good decisions, and went through, the voting thing, the poll. That's what it's called, and somehow, I don't know how, but somehow the top votes were equally split, literally 35% between RNG and Tea.
Ta-da!
And so we looked at well, they rhyme. I mean, there's no way we can't just put this together. So there you go, RNG and
Tea. Why? Well, so what is RNG and Tea? So basically, me and Sarah, we hosted a podcast before this. Unfortunately, we cannot do that podcast anymore. So we decided to do our own thing, move forward. Let's let it be our own podcast. So why RNG? Random life stuff happens all the time. And that's kind of like what happened to both of us. Just something totally random happened to us on our previous podcast. And
RNGesus was not kind to us.
No, it was not. So we have to deal with that. And why tea? We both love tea. What are you drinking, Sarah?
Oh my gosh. So I have to confess that I drink a lot of tea blends, just random teas blended together. So this is a type of green tea. And actually, this was a tea made by one of a friend of mine, based off of a game that I like to play that is a visual novel.
Wait, what?
And yeah, long story short, there's a website I like to go to called, we are not sponsored by them, by the way, but if you're listening, Adagio Teas,
we would love that.
We'd love you to talk to us. There's this website I love to go to called adagioteas.com, and you can make your own blends, and they have like fandom blends for different like video games, TV shows, and stuff like that. And it's become my addiction at this point. And so this is a tea that was developed by a friend of mine based on a visual novel that I was playing at the time for one of the routes that I particularly liked. And it's basically it's a green tea. I don't exactly know what exactly is blended into it. This is also, I think, my 3rd time using those tea leaves. It's surprisingly still good, though.
Ooh.
It's very refreshing, despite the fact that you can reuse tea leaves, but I'm not sure if you can reuse them as much as I've reused them. But that's okay. What are you drinking, Christine?
I am drinking Hong Kong tea. So bubble tea, boba tea. It's become popular nowadays from what I've seen. So it's like has tapioca pearls, and this is a type of black tea. Of course, iced, large, boba. Good stuff. That's all I can say.
Mine is hot tea. I probably should have specified that.
Oh, okay. Mine's is iced.
I'm not a huge cold tea drinker, except for iced chai lattes. I actually had one earlier
yummy.
today.
That's yummy.
So yeah, but I'm more of a hot tea drinker myself.
Trash Panda TV in our chat at twitch.tv says, guess the idea of hanging around and talking to take time for tea is exactly why we use RNG and tea. Ralswald says, spill the tea. That is exactly what we're going to do.
Just
we can gossip all we want on here, too.
Exactly. We can get all really down to dirty business.
Yeah, and the real hot chili pepper is sipping on some Earl Grey tea. Yummy.
Yes.
Yes. And then Lloyd says, can you argue that Pepsi is a tea? No.
Not that I'm... Is it made from tea leaves? Is it made from leaves and plants? Not that I'm aware of. Pretty sure it's manufactured.
No, it's all about the tea and RNG in life. So, and of course, we are both gamers.
Yes.
So that's why RNG is also fitting for us.
Yes, in case we didn't make that clear. Absolutely.
Sorry, I got some boba in my mouth.
And that's how it's gonna go. Good night.
Exactly. So we are gamers. It does say RNG and T. When you look up RNG, it's mostly D&D. I unfortunately don't really play D&D. I know you have experience in D&D.
I do.
Yeah.
I love tabletop. We just finished a tabletop session earlier today.
Ooh.
Yeah. Currently, I'm currently middle of 2 games right now. I'm currently playing with my brother and fiance. We are playing a Star Wars from Fantasy Flight, the newer one. Tabletop, and actually also from Final Fantasy. It's also not Final Fantasy. Yikes! From Fantasy Flight. We're playing with some friends online. Legend of the Five Rings, which is actually one of my favorite tabletop settings. It's known but not super well known. I have the Fantasy Flight version is very different from the ones I used to play, because basically Fantasy Flight bought them and redid a bunch of stuff. So I'm excited to do that. But yes, I am definitely the tabletop player, which we got to get you into a game, Christine.
Oh, I know. I feel like I'm not creative enough. So I'm very factual and very, I don't know.
Factual is fine. I mean, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. The main important thing is to get with a group that you like, because my games are very different. I play pretty more heavily in the roleplay aspect. I mean, the game that I'm playing with my brother and fiance, we were just talking the other day, there's a trust you kind of have to have with a group where you can do a lot of weird narrative stuff. At the other hand, you get the people that are very by the rules, and that's fine too. It's just kind of whatever jives with you. So... Yeah. You'll find your group.
Heartslot in our chat says she is currently in 3 different games at the moment.
Dang.
Wow.
How do you got time for that? Do they actually all meet? That's a miracle.
Oh, that's another thing I hear, that it's hard to get D&D groups together because of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's another game that we had, there's so many games that I had started and dropped with, some people that I already do know, just because that's just kind of what happens, unfortunately. It's really hard to get a bunch of people together. I mean, the only reason I can get this current game going, the only reason the current games we have are going is because, the one with my brother and fiance, we all live together, so we're all here. The other one is online, and we have a set schedule and time every other week. Because this particular group, I don't do their other games, but they have games with other people, and they just go switch around different dates and times and stuff. So they have it where it's like they have a different game every night. I'm not like that. I don't have time for that. But it can be hard depending on how big your group is, for sure.
Yeah. So how long do these D&D sessions run? So Dungeons and Dragons. And I know it's become popular with like Stranger Things showing it off. And...
Oh yeah. It's weird to see its popularity, by the way, because I had played D&D back when it was just starting to get out of the 80s scare. The scare in the 80s and 90s that it was like the devil's game kind of thing. We just got out of that when I first started playing. So it is, I have to admit, it's really weird to see it mainstream, because when I was younger, we kind of had to keep it a secret. with my family. Yeah, because I used to play it with my mother and my brother. My mother, raised in a Protestant Christian church. We were very quiet about it. My mother didn't see anything wrong with it, but we knew people that would have. So we were very quiet about it for several years. And it wasn't until high school, because I started playing when I was like 11. It wasn't until high school that I really was like, hey, friends, I do this. And like, oh, we're kind of curious about it. Can we figure it out? So you meet some people in college, of course, everybody was into it. But for some people, that was their first exposure, was college. And now, yeah, it's kind of weird. I love it. I'm so glad that it's popular, but it is really weird to be that person that like had to keep it a secret. And now, nope, everybody wants to know what the new thing with D&D is.
It's
for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
You didn't say how long it would be.
Oh, geez. Yeah, the chat is saying 3 to 4 hours, which is pretty accurate. I think the game we just did today. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to dedicate 3 to 4 hours per session, but some people can do shorter for sure. But that's about the average that it runs with the ones I go into. When I was younger, so back when I was like a teenager and could stay up all through the night, we would have almost 12-hour sessions. We'd start around 6 or 7 and then go past midnight till 3 or 4 in the morning. We just can't do that anymore. we don't have the time or energy to do that anymore. So
yeah, that's awesome. Like, I don't even know how I would have time to play that either. I mean, 3 to 4
again,
hours.
you just have to get that dedicated group that's willing to meet, And I have to say and the thing is that, like I said, my brother has been my first and my main GM for many, many years. And so I trust him. We trust each other to build a story together. This other group that I'm with online, I've been with them for the past 3 years. And yeah, it can be rough sometimes, but we're all in it together and stuff like that. But that, like, you really got to find a group that you trust. And that can be hard to build if you're just in the middle of a random group.
Okay, so I have a question. Is there like short D&D sessions that are kind of like, random online? You said you can play it online too. So like, can you go in like a chat roulette and then play for like 30 minutes and get done?
I don't know. I don't actually never heard of that. There are certainly on Discord. Discord's the main, like, what I use. I think Heart Slot mentioned Discord. And yeah, that's the one I use. It's kind of the easiest way to go about it. You can certainly find groups online. 30 minutes would be hard, mainly because I hope you already know your rules and your stats and everything. Because part of the reason it just takes so long is because, doing a round of battle, you don't know what button to press. It's not a button to press. You have to figure out what your dice looks like and stuff like that. So I haven't heard of that. But you know what? What does have those kinds of things? Conventions.
Oh,
lots of different conventions will have GMs who have basically a pre-made adventure with pre-made characters. And I mean, those still could be like 3 to 4 hours, but I've heard of some of those that maybe are 2 hours if you like really know what you're doing and stuff like that. So if you really want to just get a taste for it, I actually, a convention would probably not be a bad way to go about it.
Any kind of convention, right? So
yeah, I mean, there's a couple that specialize in it. You just want to see ahead of time in their schedule if they have, someone who's running a game. I know a couple around in Michigan that do that. I think, is it GemCon? Oh my gosh, now I feel bad. I don't remember the name, but there's a convention that's like known for tabletop stuff. I've never been to it, but yeah.
Pelly says in the chat, do you ever have a scenario where someone says or does something within the group and it just pulls you out of the moment due to it being too silly or unrealistic? If so, what do you do and how do you recover it?
You laugh. You laugh. I mean, there have been plenty of times that I will stop what I in the middle of what I'm saying and I just even myself go, oh my gosh, this is kind of silly. Okay, come back to it. To me, that's, if you're like ultra serious role play mode the entire time, that's really hard to do. Nobody's like that. So no, I mean, people have done stuff all the time and we laugh about it and we go back and we see if we can make it work. So I would say that if you're going into it the mind of a very serious roleplay attitude, you may find some other people that are into that, but you got to be able to know how to laugh it off and keep going. And I mean, it's also true, not everybody's good at thinking on the spot how their character would say something. If you're playing a character who's really good with words and stuff like that, but you're not like that yourself, that's okay. That's why you make a dice roll to say that you did it really nicely, And then you just tell the GM, like, I'm trying to, portray this. Because I've done a lot of role play heavy, like conversation heavy, like Game of Thrones is a really good role play system. They have their own battle system for court stuff. and it's difficult. You don't have to perfectly say what you're trying to say. You make a roll for it.
Yeah.
So
It just
low stakes, guys. Low stakes.
I feel like I can't do it, but I guess I'll try at least once, and I'll be like, I'll move there, and that's it.
Good. There you go.
That's
Just
it.
you could start off what a lot of people do. They just kind of start with like very, I'm good at fighting and that's about it. You can still have a lot of fun with that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, other than D&D, we also, like we said, we do video gaming. What are you currently playing?
2 games right now. I just started today, Jedi Fallen Order.
That just came out.
That just came out.
How
I
is
just
it?
started it today. I just started it, so I'm not very far yet. I never played Dark Souls, but it's very Dark Soulsian. And I don't even mean like it's so hard, guys, because it is kind of hard. But the main thing is the actual system. So stop me if this sounds familiar. You fight enemies that are around a very open world. At times you sit down to meditate, and if you rest, you restore all your stim packs and all the monsters respawn. Also, if you die, the XP that you had gotten before you died, you basically have to fight back the creature to get your XP back. In
So
case it
a
doesn't
little
sound like Dark Souls, that's
MMO-ish.
Dark Souls.
It sounds a little MMO-ish too, so.
A little, yeah. It's very, yeah, exactly. So, but I'm enjoying it so far. I was really into the battle system. I'm really into battle systems that have dodge mechanics. That's one of my favorite things, and this one has a pretty decent one. So, even though I've died a couple times, I'm quite enjoying it so far. It also has a bit of, not Last of Us, the game by the same company that has to do with Drake. Why can't I think of Uncharted? Thank you. It's like I cannot think of the name. It has a lot of Uncharted vibes as well. There's a lot of climbing. There's some wall running and stuff like that, and exploration to get to new places.
Nice.
So,
So
I haven't gotten too far into it, but I am enjoying it so far.
and
So
the
we'll
second
see.
game?
I'm still playing Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. There are 4 routes in that game. I finished the first one a while ago, but I've been very slow for a reason, because they are slowly coming out with new material, new DLC material that I already pre-bought. I don't want to play through the entire game and then get all the new material and have to replay these routes. So I'm doing it very slowly and methodically. But it's still fun. The characters are fun.
Nice. The real Hot Chili Pepper on our Twitch.tv chat says doing raids on Pokemon, it's addictive. So yes, that new Pokemon Sword and Shield is out. Are you thinking of getting that too?
I don't know yet. I have a problem with finishing Pokemon games. I kind of get bored halfway through. The only game that I really, really actually finished from Pokemon was Pokemon X, and that was because I was just really, I don't know, I was really stubborn about it. It's like, I'm gonna get the Elite Four in that one.
My younger brother is a huge Pokemon fan, so he's been on it since it came out last Friday. He's already level 40 or something like that. He says there's so much surprises that Pokemon, hasn't revealed yet. Like the 3-starter Pokemons, do we even know what they evolve to?
I don't see. The problem is that I can't tell what I've seen that's just fan theory and what's real.
Yeah,
there were
exactly.
supposedly leaks, but there's so many people have also just done really good looking art that I don't know.
So that's a fun thing. I don't know. I don't think I will get it at this time right now. I would like to, just to dabble. Exactly what you say. I probably won't finish it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. The real Hot Chili Pepper says he loves doing the online 4-player raids against giant Pokemon, which that sounds like fun too. To
Ooh,
do.
that does look like fun. I don't think I've actually done that one. That's fun.
But what I'm playing, what I'll be streaming after recording this podcast episode, I'll be streaming Final Fantasy 11.
Oh,
I feel so bad going back in there.
Going back to it. Oh my goodness.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 11 since 2004.
Oh my god.
And they've been I quit back in 2008, 2009. But Square Enix keep coming out with these campaigns, Return Home to Vanadil, where you can log in for free for a whole week or something. And yeah, that's going on currently, so I'll probably be playing that.
Do you think they're trying to come out with some new content for it? They
I
keep
have
like
no
teasing
idea.
it, but
I have no idea. This game's old. I mean, like,
super
for World of Warcraft, yes, they came out with a expansion like a couple of years ago for World of Warcraft, and they're about the same timeline. They came out at the same time. But Final Fantasy 11, I know people just wanted, I don't know, for it to go to mobile. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
yes.
They did add a new summon, which is a siren, which is weird.
Oh.
Or it looks like a reskin.
So they didn't try, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Final Fantasy 14. I'm also a Final Fantasy 14 player. This last expansion, Shadowbringers, was great. Story was great. But everything else, content-wise, is basically cut and paste, and it gets tiring. I know. It's so bad. Other than that, you guys will get to know me as a Tetris 99. I'm still trying to get Tetris 99 Invictus place number 1, so...
She's very proud of this.
I am very proud of Tetris 99. Thank you very much. I've been playing Tetris since, 5 years old?
Oh my gosh.
That will be the running thing for RNG Tea.
Yep. Meanwhile, I can't get past like level 1.
What?
I don't know. I haven't played Tetris also in a hot minute, so I couldn't tell you.
Other than that, I'll probably be bringing in my PlayStation 4 into this office here and finish the Tomb Raider series that I haven't finished yet. Spider-Man. There's like a whole backlog of games that we haven't played.
Don't even mind me. It's bad.
Yeah, it's very bad. But we'll update you guys on that. Oh yeah, Pelican in the chat says Chrono Trigger. I have
That's
that.
right. You have been playing Chrono Trigger.
I've been playing Chrono Trigger. I wasn't sure if I should play that or Final Fantasy 11 today, but Final Fantasy 11's return thing is last days today.
Got it. Well, that makes sense then, at least.
But Chrono Trigger, I've always been a Final Fantasy fan, but Chrono Trigger actually surprised me.
Yeah,
Like,
it's interesting, right?
It's very interesting. I didn't know that my actions could have consequences.
Yeah, it's an intense game. I grew up like with a lot of Chrono Trigger because it was my brother's one of his favorite games and the music and stuff like that. I never really finished the whole thing by myself, but it's an intense. It's an intense game. Things that you don't think matter.
Yeah, like in an RPG, you can go out, grab anything. Like you take something from someone's house, they don't care. You can take someone's lunch, they don't care. But in this
you can break pots, they don't care. Looking at you, Link.
I know, exactly. But in this one, I took an old man's lunch, and there's a trial that says, "Hey, you stole something from someone." I'm like, wait, what? I didn't steal anything. And then here comes that old man and telling me like, hey, you stole my lunch. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know that's a consequence. And then I go to jail. I'm like, what the heck is this? Anyway, Chrono Trigger is great. So I look forward to streaming that later on. And getting through that story. I don't know how long it'll take. It's probably like a regular RPG game. It's like what?
It's pretty normal. It has multiple endings.
Oh,
but
no.
Yeah. So watch out. Although to be fair, I mean, you won't figure out how to get to those till you play it after the first time. You will probably want a guide because they're pretty. You would be surprised how, when you, like, choices matter, the very little stuff you do can drastically affect what ending you get. So
That's actually a first that I've known that it has multiple endings.
yes. Oh, well, there you
think.
go. I'm not sure if you would have figured out without me telling you. So, unless, I don't know if they say, I feel like you can't really get the true ending unless you play it twice. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like that's kind of true. Or at the very least, you need help. It's not very obvious. So, yeah, have fun with that. And they have some weird endings.
Yes. So, again, I am going to be streaming on my channel at twitch.tv/Kooky Persona. That's KOOKY Persona. Yeah. What I'm also doing is I am actually part of the Stand Up to Cancer stream team. Stand Up to Cancer is basically a charity stream, or charity. I'm sorry, I'm doing a charity stream. They 100% of their donations go directly to the collaborative cancer research projects. It's not just one cancer, like just straight kids cancer or whatever. It's just all throughout: breast cancer, pancreatic cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer. So 100% goes to that. They are, I had done research on this, and they're a really great organization. They've been around since 2008. My goal is to reach 1,000. So hopefully we can get to that. Give thanks, before Thanksgiving, instead of going out to holiday shopping, even though we're going to talk about holiday shopping later on this podcast. Oops. Just a reminder, there's other people there who are unfortunately has cancer, and we hate cancer. We all hate cancer. We probably lost someone to cancer. I know I've lost a friend. A friend's mother actually passed away because of cancer. My uncle passed away because of cancer, lung cancer. So this is pretty important. So Stand Up to Cancer, look it up, standuptocancer.org. Shout out to Greg, my friend. He actually hooked me up to be part of the Stand Up to Cancer stream team. So I'm excited to support Stand Up to Cancer. Anyway, as I said, in a couple minutes, we are going to go talk about the holidays, Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday deals. Stay tuned. Holidays are around the corner. Are you ready for it?
No. I'm never ready for the holidays. My family celebrates Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I love those holidays. I love Thanksgiving for the food. I love Christmas. Honestly, I mostly love Christmas because I usually associate with, having the time off and not working. So there's that too. Yeah, so that's fun. But it is true that, as we know, Thanksgiving brings around the next day for Black Friday.
Yes, and Cyber Monday.
And Cyber Monday, the more important one.
Since we can just sit at our home and look through the deals.
Yeah, I celebrate Black Friday by just kind of staying home and away from the crazy.
Not my family. My family is the one that would go out early in the morning.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Stand in line and go for the deals. So I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't mind. I'll just go walk around.
Oh my gosh.
So speaking of, is there anything that you're looking out for Black Friday and Cyber Monday?
I probably just seeing what else I can get my Switch. Not gonna lie. They're doing a lot of different deals, which my Switch is relatively new, so I don't need a new Switch. But I'm curious because I have heard that their Joy-Cons are going to be a little cheaper, and I'm curious if they have more fun Joy-Cons.
I want the pretty color Joy-Cons.
Yes.
Like the purple one. The purple and yellow one.
Exactly.
It's Laker colors.
Yes.
Well, I'm from California, so Laker colors.
Fair enough.
But it says that Joy-Cons will be down to around $60.
Yeah,
versus
it's a
the
little
$80.
cheaper.
It's
from
a little
80.
cheaper, which is great. They said Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, and Mario Odyssey will go down to $30.
I should get Breath of the Wild, but when will I have time for that?
Right after we're talking about how much games we have on our backlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild's a big game.
Yeah. And then Diablo 3, Final Fantasy 10, Crash Team Racing is $25.
Oh, that might be purchased.
I'm like, I know you're a Crash Team Racing fan.
Oh my gosh, I am. That was like that. See, I grew up more with the PlayStation 1. I don't know why, but we didn't really have an SNES or NES growing up. So Crash Team Racing was my racing game of choice, let me tell you. And so yeah, I'm very tempted. I'm so tempted.
We need to get you Mario Kart.
I've played Mario Kart before, just when I was a lot older. Like a lot older. Like freshman year of college older.
Also, the Nintendo Switch, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, please get it because it's one of the greatest devices ever. You play it on a TV, pick it up, and play it handheld. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah. It's actually worth its salt, trust me.
Yeah, so the Nintendo Switch will be actually $300 with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as a bundle. So that's actually a great deal.
Yeah.
Great deal. The real Hot Chili Pepper says on our Twitch.tv chat says Shenmue 3 is going to be price cut in Best Buy and the game isn't even out yet.
I was about to say, is the game out?
How is that happening? How does that work?
Are the pre-orders just going to be cheaper? That's the only thing I can think of, which is a little weird because that tells me something's wrong. If the pre-orders are getting cheaper, are retailers allowed to make that choice? I don't even know.
No,
That's super strange.
It says it's going to be $34 for Black Friday when a regular game is usually $60. So I don't know.
That's a little disconcerting. That's a pretty steep price cut. It's almost 50%. Listen, I wasn't the biggest Shenmue fan, and so when I first heard this announcement, I was like, oh, that's cool, because I knew about, of course, how Shenmue 2 just ended and with, no resolution. But now I'm worried.
And Pelly in the chat also says each store will have 5 copies only.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I mean, they're only going to have 5 of those Switches with the Mario Kart 8. So
oh, right. I know. The fight. Oh, that's the best thing about going to these holiday things is watching people fight and run over each other. That's hilarious.
I don't want to be run over by crazy people.
Dude, you just sit back and watch the drama happen and unfold in front of you.
I'd rather safely watch the Facebook videos from my home.
It's the best. Oh, I know it's bad though, but I know it's just crazy how people go over for these deals. I mean, I get it. I'm interested in the PlayStation, like you said. I'm also a PlayStation 1 girl. I did grow up with the Super NES, but PlayStation actually got me really into it. It says the PlayStation 4 1 terabyte Slim will be only $200. Includes The Last of Us Remastered, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn, which is great. That's
an extremely good deal.
That's a great deal.
Oh, yikes.
I mean, it makes sense with the PS5 coming soon.
Yeah.
So to have it that much with 3 games, that's great. Another game that I probably need to get, Borderlands 3, Red Dead.
I'm so shocked you haven't gotten it yet.
Played Borderlands 3 yet. Monster Hunter Master Editions will be $30 at Walmart.
That's good.
So yeah, I'll probably pick up Borderlands 3 because
that's a good time to pick it up.
I'm a huge Borderlands fan. I can't believe I haven't played it either yet. Again, unfortunate situations happen in our life. RNGesus is not happy to me.
Yes, and so the money in our purses go, not today.
Let's see, what else for the PlayStation? Sekiro, Mortal Kombat 11 will be $25 at Walmart. Resident Evil 2 is another game that I would like. It's only $15 at Target.
Wow. That's surprising. How long has it been out?
Oh, just a couple months, right? A few months. Wow. It happened before.
Weird. I'm just that's just a very steep price cut. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they just feel that everyone who's supposed to get it would have gotten it, so we're just gonna make it crazy deals. I don't know.
And then we got the Xbox sales going on. Xbox One X. Gosh darn it. Xbox One X. Okay, Microsoft, you need to change your names up a little bit.
You need to figure this out because this ain't working.
Never really was a fan of their names, but okay. Xbox One X will be bundled with Jedi Fallen Order for $350 out Best Buy and Walmart, which is not bad.
Which is it's okay.
I probably won't get one, which is fine. I'm not a big Xbox fan. Unless there's something huge. For example, the Xbox One S will only be $150 with 3 digital download games. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know.
Xbox One controllers will be down $40, which is great. Oh, also as PlayStation controllers will also be $40.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Red Dead, Borderlands 3, and Gears 5 will be $30. One thing that's great about the Xbox is their Xbox Game Pass. Have you tried that out yet?
The Game Pass?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't have anything past the 360, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
Never
actually
got
play
the
the
one.
games on your PC, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, I have heard about that. Yeah, which is nice. One thing I have to give Xbox credit for, I actually like their controllers. I don't know why, but I do, and they do hook up to your PC way easier than PlayStation does. So that is true. That is pretty cool. But yeah, I just never got anything past the 360. The 360 had all the games I really wanted. So.
No, so the great thing about the Xbox Game Pass is that any games that are also on Xbox, you can actually play it on your PC. So that's pretty awesome. So like any Xbox exclusive games, kind of like Gears, you can play it on your PC, which is a great price. I think it's like only $6-7, less than $10 per month, and you get to play anytime you want on your PC. So that's the great thing I like about Xbox only, like is their Game Pass that you can play on your PC. Because I've recently just started playing games on my laptop PC. I have an Alienware laptop, so that really helps out. Yeah. Lloyd confirming in the chat that it's $1 for the first month and $5 after.
Oh, so that's pretty good. That's
very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Also Steam sales. We know we love those Steam sales.
Oh my gosh, so why are they so cheap?
The autumn sale will be November 26th to December 3rd. Winter sale December 19th through January 2nd. I know we have a backlog of Steam.
Oh my gosh. But then they have those games that you're like, oh yeah, that game's $2. I probably could get that. And you're like, oh, it's just going to sit in my library. But collectors.
The last time I bought something from Steam was probably The Thief. The Thief series. Yeah. It was like $50.
It has been a minute for me, only because I have such a backlog that it has kind of stopped me from really pursuing more games, just because I get really intimidated by the look of my library and all the ones I just haven't touched yet. But Steam sales are always infamous. Have we heard if Epic Store's doing any sales yet?
I haven't heard anything yet on that.
I'd be surprised if they didn't. But everybody's all weird with them.
I always forget about Epic Game Store. Like, I can't believe they're coming on up as being a great game launcher.
Well, it's only because there's certain games that are now exclusive to Epic at this point, which is whatever, that's just kind of what happens. Annoying, but whatever. But no, it's not very well liked still. I think for kind of silly reasons it's not well liked, and legitimate reasons. When it was first launched, it had some issues that Steam had solved a long time ago, and it was kind of strange. But we'll see. I'll be curious to see how it goes. They are paying some big bucks to have exclusives, so we'll see.
They are. I'm kind of mad that Control is on there, and
I know.
But it's still not bad, because considering the free games that they're giving out like each month or every 2 weeks or something like that. Like that 1 week they have a bunch of Lego Batman games. Or no, Lego Batman and Batman, like the whole Batman Arkham series.
Yeah.
All 3 of those games were for free. So that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Kara Wolf, who just entered into our chat. Our Twitch chat.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Other than games, is there anything else that you're looking for your holiday wish list that you want for yourself, or looking for someone else?
You have to understand, I am the worst gift giver in the world. I'm so bad at thinking things through. There's a couple of things that I might want for myself that aren't super gaming related. I don't know. So if we're talking about random electronics, I'm really thinking about getting an electric piano. I don't have one in this house.
What?
Oh, do you not know I play piano? I guess you don't know this about me.
Tell me about
newsflash,
this.
everybody. I play piano and I sometimes write my own music. Anyway.
Why aren't you writing music for our podcast here?
Because I'm not doing good at electronic music. I'm only good at like piano music. And even then, that's a very short, very long stretch. Anyway. It's something I've been thinking about for a hot minute, because I don't have any kind of... I grew up with a piano, and I don't have one at this house. And so I've been considering looking into getting one, maybe. I don't know if there will be any good deals on that, but you can let me know. Random, guys.
That is very random. Again, that's our RNG and Tea.
Just learn something new every day. I technically know how to play the harp too. But that's a little...
Wait, what?
I probably should mention that I majored in psychology in college, but minored in music. I probably should have mentioned that.
I learned something new about Sarah.
I just blew Christine's mind. But yeah, I always say I technically know how to play the harp because here's what happened. I took piano lessons when I was young, and I took a couple in college. Realized piano was not for me because it was not, like, I enjoy doing it, but I'm not that good. And my mother, kind of in her midlife crisis moment, wanted to learn to play the harp, just because she thought that'd be cool. And then she thought it'd be fun if I learned to play it. And the harp, fun fact, is basically just piano on strings with how to know how to play it. It's more like piano than the guitar. So I picked it up really fast. I'm not that good because there's still technique to know how to do it. I'm not good at the techniques. I've never been taught. But I can read sheet music, simple sheet music for the harp. So yeah, my mom then kind of got mad because then I started learning to play things a little faster than her because I knew piano and it was basically just that. And yeah, I would sometimes play at my church for Christmas. They haven't asked me this year, so and I have played at my cousin's wedding. I didn't actually play a song. People walked in and I improv'd on it, which is the only thing I'm really good at with it. I know how to make the pretty sounds.
Now you are getting married soon. Are you going to be playing the harp at your own wedding?
Heck no! I'm going to be tired and wound up and want to eat and drink and then collapse.
Exactly.
Yikes. People can play the harp at my wedding. Oh, man.
And that is RNG and Tea.
So yeah, that's my random fact of the day. I know music.
For me, I think I'm actually going to be looking for just a camera.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm looking for a camera is you're going to do a little bit more vlogging.
Yeah.
So RNG and Tea will not only be a podcast, we are also going to have our own website, rngnt.com. We're still working on it. We're going to be doing our own blogs about anything from life. Again, like we explained, RNG is in the life of ourselves.
Yay.
Any opinions we have, any issues we have with the gaming world out there, especially as females. Let's just say that. I'm just vlogging our lives. Maybe Sarah's wedding will be streamed there. I'm just kidding.
I don't know about stream. It was already a stretch for it to be recorded, so we'll see.
Just kidding. But this is just stuff like that. So I am looking into like a camera that's Wi-Fi and just kind of easy, plug and play and upload into the computer. Done.
Yes.
If you don't know Sarah, Pelly in the chat says Sarah's Hot Minute Rant vlog coming soon. So yes, Sarah loves to rant.
Shush, it's just one of my special skills. We just haven't gotten to a hot button topic yet, but I guess we can make my own grind. What grinds my gears? Minute clips. For this
We
vlog.
gotta make a tea title for that for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's gonna be tea time with Sarah. Angry tea time.
Angry. Mine's well. Sarah explained it earlier in this podcast. Noms and peeps. Yeah, noms.
Yeah,
and
noms
peeps.
and peeps. Yeah.
Noms and peeps. So noms is I'm a foodie. I love going out to food restaurants. So I'll probably be vlogging restaurant and food stuff. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, that's all I ever post is food.
Yeah, and I'll have to get back into. I used to do more angry rants back in the day
Yes,
in my
she
car.
did. In her car.
I'll probably need to get back into that for sure.
That'd be amazing to watch. You should check it out. Again, Sarah does have her own YouTube. Just look up Sarah Scopic.
Just look up Sarah Scopic, look up traffic musings. Oh god, they're like, oh goodness, they are very old. Quite Quite literally, they were started so that I wouldn't fall asleep in the car during long car rides. That's how they got started. And they just became me talking randomly while also shouting at traffic and at my GPS. My GPS is no more. Poor Gabby, rest her soul.
Aww.
But
You named your GPS Gabby.
listen, she was the second one. The first one was Gertrude, I think. First one was Gertrude. She died. I had a whole funeral episode for her.
Oh my God.
And then I got Gabby. And now Gabby is no more because I use Google Maps.
I know, Google Maps took over our lives. We called our GPS Jane. So rip Jane. Jane's gone. Jane and Gabby and Gertrude. Sorry, GPS.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, again, RNG and Tea. So that's ANDTEA or RNGANDTEA.com.
Yes.
We will have that all on our website soon. Coming soon. We are still. Oh, my phone vibrated. We will have that soon. We are just still designing it. This is our first podcast episode. That podcast episode will go up hopefully by the end of this week. Share it, support us. If you've known our previous podcast, we dearly miss it. So this is something new, and we hope this will take off for us. RNG and Tea will also have their own social media outlets. It's already out there, just nothing's posted yet. We will also have our own Discord channel. Yay! We can talk anything, everything, 24/7, even at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Someone will be there. I'm usually up that late.
Say hi. Someone will say hi.
Yeah. And again, follow us on our own social media. Again, I'm at Kooky Persona KOKY, and Sarah is usually at Sarah Scopic. Right?
SARAHSCOPIC.
That's on Facebook, Twitter, or well, not on Facebook for you, but mostly
technically yes, Facebook, but less updates there.
Okay, so mostly Twitter.
Yeah.
Mostly Twitter. Follow us. We are going to be back for another episode of RNG and Tea. Again, this is our first episode. We're going to figure out our dates and our consistency. I think I'll be doing once a month right now, or
once or twice a month, depending how the flow goes.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure things out, and we're just excited that we actually started it.
Yes. That's what matters.
It's been a long time coming. It's been about 3.5 months. 3 months.
Yes.
3 months since we did our last podcast episode. Again, thank you for staying with us till the last drop. Yes, I actually said it.
Woo! That wasn't my idea to say it, though. But woo!
We will be back for another episode again. Just stay tuned.
This episode was produced by Christine Solis, Sarah Scopic, and Aaron Pillen. Please support RNG and Tea by sharing this podcast with your family, friends, and fellow gamers. Intro music in this episode is by Home, and outro music by Stoopy Doken. Check out both of these artists and their music at SoundCloud.com. RNG and Tea and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.